will be opening the bowling for Victors. Welcome back to Church Street Park for the game 2 of the evening. First ball coming up between Kiddos and Victors. Kiddos have won the toss and elected to bat. Kunal Sehgal on strike, along with him Mohammad Abdullah Shah and Chakradhar opening the bowling for Victors. First ball. Played with soft hands to the covers for a single. With the power play on, we have a long off and a deep extra cover for Chakradhar. Pretty much no change in the field for both the batsmen. Mohammad Abdullah Shah taking strike for the first time. Shot, and Abdullah just sits back and cuts it to point for a boundary. So Victors are off to a start. Second ball has been dispatched to a boundary. If this is to go by, these are some ominous signs looking for Kiddos. That was a good shot, well timed. Chakradhar Reddy trying to slow it down, bowls a slower one, but it's a wide. So we saw in the last game 78 was easily chased down, so it will be interesting what kind of scores Kiddos put up. Meanwhile, third ball coming up. That's well bowled. Huge appeal, but going down the leg side. Meanwhile, the batsman steal a single. It's a leg by. So looks like there is a field change. Deep cover coming into the 30 yards and the long on falling back. Chakradhar Reddy coming into bowl to Kunal. Kunal just flicks it off his pads and the ball is running down the fine leg boundary, and that is the second 4 of the innings. So Kiddos have raced to 11 for no loss and still 2 balls to go for the first over. It's a good start for the Kiddos. Chakri will have to get his line and length right. There is no much room here. It's a short format. Chakri coming in to Kunal. Kunal just picks this over the covers, but there's no much strength in the ball, and just pick up a 2. So it's already been an over with a lot of runs and the ball to go. And as we speak, I invite my commentating partner, the ever so jubilant Raja Kohli. Welcome to the commentators box, Raja Kohli. Meanwhile, there's a huge appeal again. Again, the ball going down the leg side. And that's the end of the first over. Kiddos are at 11 for no loss at the end of the first over.
Sorry about that. A bottle fell over the keyboard, and if you are not able to see the screen with the video, it's probably one of our fault. We are working on it, we'll try to keep it as usual as possible with our commentary in the meanwhile.
Yeah, some technical glitch. We should be back before the second over begins. With the lights on, Raja, do you think there is some dew on the ground and it will affect the game in terms of how the bowlers are able to grip the ball?
Yeah, I've played a couple of games over here in the night time. I've never had personal issues, but I've seen people drop a lot of catches. If there is one thing that affected previous game was drop catches, two big drop catches and then three big drop catches by Stars. So I believe they should be able to bowl pretty well. But it's I'm more worried about catching the ball than gripping the ball while bowling. I just walked on the field. It looked okay to me.
Okay. Meanwhile, we are back online. And the new bowler coming into bowl here is Chandu Perum. So victors are quick to deploy spin here, knowing that it's been difficult to muscle the bowlers and not giving any pace. So what is the field we have? We have a long on and a deep extra cover. First ball.
Chandu Peram is the next bowler who is one of the most successful bowler here in TCL and in the Charlotte area. He visited here just to play some playoff cricket and some TCL T10 cricket. So nice to see him back here. He's one of the smart bowlers. He knows exactly how to bowl on this wicket. He played his first game yesterday, lost a very, very close game by 1 run, and he knows exactly how to bowl. Quick outside off, keeping it to the trying to keep the ball low and have three fielders deep on the 30-yard circle behind the square. So he's trying that shot again and again.
Meanwhile, that is hold out. Oh, it's a drop.
As we said, the biggest challenge is going to be not to grip the ball while bowling. It's about catching that ball. When you are allowed to have two fielders outside in the power play, you will put your best two fielders, and one of their best fielders dropped a catch. So this tells you the pressure that T10 is putting, and you cannot afford to drop good catches like that. It is going to come back and bite.
Yeah, you cannot drop catches of players like Kunal, when you cannot give them multiple chances. So here we see a field swap here, and the field was specifically set up for that kind of shot. Meanwhile, Kunal again goes for big and goes it high and handsome over the long off. But the ball, again, it was high, but it was not long enough, and the batsman connect and pick up 2 runs.
It looked like a clean shot, but it went high up in the air, like as if you're hitting a pitching wedge or a 9 iron. It went high and just landed and didn't go much any further.
So Chandu is mixing it up here. Few balls he's firing it in, and then there are some he just holds back the pace. Again,
that was not
straight over the head.
That was not a good ball.
That is the first 6 of the match.
That was not a good ball by Chandu Peram. He went for the wicket there. He could have afforded to bowl that ball if he had a long off fielder, but not with this field. Not against Kunal, who is a very strong batsman. He has had a fantastic TCL season again this year, and he's not going to miss out on those.
Yeah, Kunal just waits for that ball. He was sitting back and just picked it under his arc.
This
Goes
is
again.
the ball.
This time heaves, but misses.
So Chandu missed. It's very surprising. He bowled 3 of these balls, very successful, and then he had to bowl a full ball. Instead, he could just keep that ball there. This brings in the chance for a keeper's edge, inside edge to the getting ball. So everything going, and you have a fielder in the deep covers, even if you hit that ball hard. So it's a big mistake. Chandu, who knows this field, who knows what he needs to do, very well knows what Kunal is capable of doing, but making that mistake.
That's right, Raja. When it's working well, you don't fix if it ain't broken. That's the old adage. If you're bowling well, continue bowling what you're doing. Do not experiment, and looks like that has costed.
Right. Anup did the same mistake in the previous game. He should not have bowled those balls expecting that Siraj would leave it up in the air. So Siraj, very good batsman, just like Kunal, was able to hit four sixes in the previous game. So keeping it quick, tight outside off stump when we have the feel for it is the right ploy here. Yeah. Especially it's a T10. The wickets don't matter. All you want is to make sure that you keep the runs down, get it down to like 6 or 8 runs per over, which is what is expected expected by the captain on you when you are bowling.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we have a new bowler coming in to run up. Abhiram Bolishetty here marking up his run up for the 3rd over. So looks like it's a strategy for victors. They are mixing it up. On one end you have a quick bowler, on the other you have a spinner coming in. So the task is cut out here for Abhiram. 2 overs, 22 runs, and he really has to bowl it well and tight and pull things back here for victors.
Yeah, Abhiram, who's one of the fastest bowlers here in TCL. He was one of the young guns, still young, but can't play with the kids anymore. He's a big guy now, and he's playing in bigger leagues. There's a lot of expectation on him. We expect Abhiram Boliseti, who most of the people over here have seen him grow up as a kid. A lot of expectations on him to succeed. Let's see how he's going to do in this game.
Again, sits back Abdullah Shah on the back foot and just kind of drives it through the back foot into covers for a double.
Yeah, another mistake there by Abhiram. We've seen him use his pace but not the line and length. We just hope that he could bring it back to that good length area and make sure that the pitch helps him as well.
Meanwhile, he has cover here for long off and a deep extra cover, so the line has to be predominantly off. It's a 6-3 field with 6 fielders on the offside. Abhiram running in to Abdullah. Again, Abdullah trying to dominate, but it's a wide.
Yeah, it's the angle that we have the camera here. It makes you feel like it's a good ball where it is just inside the wide line, but obviously the umpire knows where the ball is going, and it should have been really far away from the wide line. Abhiram last year he bowled 4 straight Yorkers and he picked up 4 wickets. One of the most compelling innings bowling I've ever seen. He's trying to replicate that, but now he's bowling to his field. He's bowling pretty straight onto the stumps. He has a long off fielder and he has a slightly coverish fielder, a little bit straighter. Only because he's bowling much straighter. So
yes. Kiddos are off to a flying start. 2.2 overs, 26 for no loss. They will like to carry on this momentum from the first 2 overs. Meanwhile, Abhiram running in to Kunal. Again, this one looks close and that has been given.
whoa.
That has been given.
Kunal signaling as if he has an inside edge there. I felt it was going down the leg side because of the camera angle and our position, but obviously the umpire knows the best. He has the best angle, and he deemed that it was going to hit the stumps.
So looks like that was a setup. You know, you have a 6-3 field with 6 fielders on the offside. The batsman expecting the previous 2 balls were on the off, but Abhiram Bolishetty now bowling this ball into middle and leg. I mean, from where we are here, we really cannot judge whether this was really in line, but it's the umpire's verdict, and that's been given as out. So fall of first wicket here for Kiddos. Kunal Sehgal out, LBW Abhiram. New batsman coming in here is Varun Papuri.
Abhiram started this over very well with the wicket, and I mean, he's really contained the Kiddos, and let's see how he finishes the over.
Meanwhile, we have a new youth commentator in the box, Manan Taylor. Welcome to the commentator's box, Manan.
Thank you. Oh, that's another good ball from Abhiram. He's really hitting his areas, and you can see that he's bowling excellent here.
Yes, Abhiram sticking to his line and length here, not giving any kind of a room to the batsman to free up his arms. Though he has protection here in terms of long off and a deep extra cover. But that is some kind of a comeback for victors after those first 2 overs went for 22 runs.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. You know, this game is really setting out to become a thriller, just like the previous game.
Abhiram running in to Varun. Again, he flicks it. But there's a protection here to short fine leg, and that is just a single.
I think Abhiram's approach is he's trying to get the ball a little bit fuller and attack the stumps. You can see the last 2 previous balls. I mean, almost Yorker length, and I think that's a really positive approach from him.
Yes, as a bowler, you know, that's what you try to do. You try to keep the batsman guessing. If you see his field, it's again a predominantly heavily offside field, but the length and the line he's bowling, you know, he keeps the batsman guessing. 2 balls on the off and the third one coming in.
Looks like we have a special guest at this near square leg. Looks like a kid and his mom have just run onto the field.
If there's a temporary interruption in the game, a small kid running in onto the ground and followed by his mother who's picked him and taking him off the field.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Few
great to
years-
see all the enthusiasm around cricket in the Morso area.
Few years for this young child, maybe you never know. You may see him on the field here.
Yeah, Abdullah and Abiram, one of the bigger rivalries going around in the youth circuit. Also playing a lot of age group cricket together. Looks like there's an interruption near the side screen.
Last ball of the third over coming up. Abdullah Shah on strike.
The over has been great so far. Let's see if Abiram can finish on a good note. And he does just that. He's finding the legs almost effortlessly, and you can just see like the areas that he's hitting. He's been very consistent in this over, and I think this over is gonna play a very crucial over for the victors.
Meanwhile, there's a change in the commentators box. Kiddos at the end of 3 overs is 28 for 1, and we have Mr. Shwetan Bhogle taking the mic.
Welcome, Swethan.
Hey Manan, how's everything?
Yeah, good.
Manish, the only thing I heard was Shwetan. I didn't hear the last name that you called me with.
Yeah, we have the Harsha Bhogle of TCL entering the comp box.
Privileged to be with the Taylor of Triangle Cricket League.
Thank you.
28 for 1 at the end of over number 3, so that's a strong power play for the Kiddos. They have gotten off to close to 10 runs per over.
Yeah, it's a good start from the Kiddos. I mean, Abiram's really changed the tempo of the game in the last over. Let's see if the other bowlers can support his over.
Kunal Sehgal going all guns blazing in the power play. Abhiram Boliseri coming back and seeing the back of him. Now it's the responsibility of Muhammad Abdullah Shah, who's batting on 9 of 8 deliveries, and Varun Papuri just came into the crease. Varun Chowdhury is the bowler. No pace on that delivery. Gentle flighted off spinner.
Yeah, I really like this approach from Varun. I mean, he's slowing the pace down. He's giving fly. He's inviting the batsman to hit. And I think that this approach is going to be very effective for the victors.
Yeah, the victors haven't won a single game in this edition of the T10 Blast, the Suntech Pros Triangle Cricket League T10 Blast. They will be looking for a consolation victory here. They wouldn't want to go home with 4 defeats out of 4 games, and the ball's in the hand of the owner, Varun Kollipara Chowdhury. Pretty passionate cricketer. He would definitely want to win the last 2 games and go home with some pride.
Yeah, this ball is just hit into the deep extra cover figure. Abdullah pushes for 2 and he gets through. I mean, like he's also one of the younger players going around, and you can just see that he's very quick between the wickets, and as well as Varun Papareddy, a very fit player.
Absolutely. 2 young players at the center, so you can see some good running between the wickets. Varun Papuri has been in good form. I saw him bowl in the Atlanta Open last week, and he was in very good bowling form. He's been pretty decent with the bat in the local league as well. Tries to go down on his knee and sweep. Connects that. Unable to get it into the boundary area. Hits it towards the square leg fielder. Safely enough to be able to come back for 2.
Yeah, he's a big all-rounder to watch out for, Varun Papareddy, and on this occasion I think he's just trying to build an innings here. He's trying to hopefully get the Kiddos to a good total, and Kiddos have a very strong bowling lineup as well, so they'll be looking to defend anything between 90 and 80 as per the start that they've gotten.
Yeah, but as we've seen in multiple games, teams get off to good starts in the power play and then eventually end up losing wickets, like that one there. Not too sure if that was bowled or if it ricocheted off the wicket keeper. By the look of it, Varun Papuri still stands ground, so it does look like it ricocheted off the protective equipment of the wicketkeeper.
Yeah, I think that this period in the game is going to be very crucial for the Kiddos. If they keep rotating strike and find the odd boundary here, then I think they can really set up for a big finish at the end. Oh, and
Coming down the track, misses it altogether. It looked out from here, but looks like the long legs of Varun Papuri stayed behind the line. Rajan Thakur, the wicketkeeper, surprised by the decision from the square leg umpire.
Varun on this occasion, I think he tried to bowl a little bit quicker, just rushed the batsman who tried to, almost like a premeditated shot from Varun Papuri. Sorry about the mispronunciation.
You are okay to be making these mistakes. Varun's not going to take any harm or anger towards you because of that. He would certainly do that if I had to mispronounce his name, though. So Varun Kolipara bowling a decent over. It's gone for 9, but one of the lesser productive overs so far. But this one's been beautifully cut into the gap. 2-3 fielders chasing Lagan style, pulling it back just before the boundary line.
Yeah, it looked like the point fielder just tried to kick the ball, but he didn't make contact with the ball on this time, and it goes through the gap.
It's pretty good over eventually for the Kiddos. 11 runs coming off the first over of the off spinner Varun Chaudhary. 39 for 1 at the end of 4 overs.
Yeah, it looks like the Victors are gonna continue. The Victors are gonna continue with spin as Pranav Gali enters the attack. He's had a brilliant couple of games for the Victors in the T10, and let's see if he can continue his bowling form.
Yeah, it's Gawali's everywhere near the calm box. It's the dad Gawali trying to get a straight view of his junior in operation. Pranav bowled brilliantly in the previous game. I was able to see some of the wickets that he got. He got 3 of them. He got some star players out. He got the wickets of Aaron Jones, Siraj Khan, and let me think, and Sandeep Palania. 3 good batters in the Stars lineup, and he will be hoping to repeat such a performance this evening.
Yeah, he's been one of the more established players in the youth circuit as well. He's played in the U15 Nationals, and he's picked up lots of wickets in the youth and adult league, Premier League and T20 formats. And I think that he's been in this situation many times. I mean, he might look young, but he's got a lot of experience behind his back. And I think that he's going to be cool and relax in this situation. Let's see Pranav as he comes into bowl.
A beautiful start there. Nicely flighted. His stock delivery there, pitching on and outside, slightly outside off stump, turning away. He's had his moments. He's learnt quite a bit from the years adult league. There have been games when he's bowled absolutely well. There have been games when he's not bowled as well. He's gotten a little shorter. He's tried a couple of different run-ups that I've seen in the entire year's passage. But I think he's I kept wickets for him in the last T20 game in the adult league. And I do believe that he's eventually found the right kind of run-up, angle, delivery. And he's also realized over playing so many games this season that it's very important as a leg spinner to not try and do too many things. Yes, the variations are important, but in a league like ours where you don't have super competent batters technically, it's very important to just stay with your stock delivery as much as possible, especially when you have such a beautiful loop and dip.
Yeah, he's one of the bowlers who's not afraid to flight it up. I mean, he has a similar approach to that of Tanish Dongre. We've seen both of them become very successful as the years have gone by. And I think that because he's a leg spinner as well, as the ball's turning away to most right-handed batsmen, he's like a changing factor in the game.
This is beautiful bowling there. Once again, the 4th delivery of the over. Very consistent with his approach. As I said, he's not trying anything, and that's the secret of bowling in Church Street as a leg spinner. You get the right fielders in the right spot, bowl to your field. Do not try anything, and you're going to get your wickets because the batters are going to go after you. And if
Yeah.
you don't get wickets, that's still okay, still not conceding too many runs. Another well-flighted delivery, slightly too fuller on that occasion. Helps the batsman a little bit, but good enough for Pranav Gali not to concede any boundaries.
Yeah, it's been turning out as a good over so far. He's just given 5 runs, but I think this last ball is going to be very crucial
And
for Pranav.
he's got the right setup on the field as well. He's got a man protecting at the cover region, long off, long on, cow corner and deep mid wicket. Once again flighted, this time pulls the lengths back a little bit, cut towards the cover region for a single. A beautiful over coming to end, just a runner ball, and in a T10 game when you can keep your economy under 7-8 runs per over, you've done really well.
Yeah, I agree with you. And another reason behind Pranav's success is since Church Street is a very big ground, lots of the batsmen think that they can clear it, and sometimes since they played at smaller grounds like Century Fields and Fuquay Upper, Fuquay Lower, they sometimes have that false hope, and that's really gotten Pranav and Tanish lots of wickets.
Yep. And Manan, 15-year-old, sending a message to the Triangle Cricket League that the Century Fields and Fuquay Upper are smaller. That only tells me how confident a batter he has become himself over the years. Started off as a 7-8-year-old. Even the pitch could have been too long for him to clear at that time. Now feels that the Century Fields and Fuquay Upper are smaller, and that speaks volume of his increased ability in batting these days. Another very, very talented young boy, Manan Taylor, coming up the ranks from this youth basket of Triangle Cricket League. Varun Kolipara over pitching on that occasion. A beautiful shot by Muhammad Abdullah over the infielder. Not enough legs to cross the boundary. The sweeper comes around to his right and returns that one.
It looks like there's going to be a field substitution as Saul Agassi enters the field. It's going to be interesting to see if he gets to have a ball here. He's another very talented leg spinner.
Have to go back and see the playing 11 for the
This
Victors.
one
This
looks like it's going to go straight down the throat of the long on fielder. Abiram Bullah said he's safe hands in the deep.
He's not going to drop those. The marquee player of the Victors at long on positions himself nicely and takes that catch. And the big shot as a result of a wonderful over from Pranav Gali from the other end. No boundaries conceded. Adds pressure to the batting lineup. Goes for the big one and holds out in the deep.
Yeah, like you've said before, it seems like teams in the T10 have just struggled in that patch between the 3 over and 6 over mark. They got up to an absolute flyer, and now it looks like the Victors have done extremely well just to push the run rate back a little and show them that we're in control.
Absolutely. Jala coming into the field and having a couple of words with their players coming to celebrate the wicket of Abdullah Shah. Daman Singh, another big hitting all-rounder, comes to the centre. Wearing
Yeah.
slightly different coloured pants. Maybe his lucky one. We have to wait and see.
Yeah, I think Varun's approach was, like we said, I think that he's going to be very crucial for the Victors on this ground. Because the ground is obviously bigger than the other grounds, and you can see he's giving the ball air and he's letting the batsman do the mistakes. The umpire just signals that the ball's going down the leg stump. Yeah, and I think that's a right decision on that occasion. It looked like it was pitching and going way down. Like, I mean, Daman just tries to get it around and just hit it through the leg side because square leg. There's no deep square leg. I think that's a good approach from Daman.
Yeah, the Kiddos would want Daman Singh to fire here. They've gotten off to a good start. He's the guy who can actually push this close to 100 in the remainder of the 4 and a little overs. He can certainly do that job, but consistently we've seen teams getting off to the 40s and the 50s and then not being able to make use of the last 3 or 4 overs, trying to go big, losing wickets. They would hope that today is not the day when that happens. This evening in this game, Daman Singh will fire is what the Kiddos will be hoping for. On the other hand, the Victors in search of their first victory would hope that they can pull things back and keep it under 80.
Yeah, I think that right now it's just crucial for the Kiddos to just build a partnership and take the game as deep as they possibly can.
Yeah, just trying to use all his shoulder and arms into that shot. Daman Singh picks that from outside off stump and hits it on the second bounce towards the long on. There was absolutely no timing on that one. Gets across for one. Varun Papuri once again slowing it down. Gets a thick outside edge, does Varun Papuri. A good bit of fielding in the third man area. Soham Agassi comes around and he stops that from going towards the boundary, but can't stop the batters from coming back for the second.
Yeah.
So the end of over number 6, the Kiddos 53 for the loss of 2 wickets, as we have Manish hold the mic for the second time in this innings.
Thank you, Shwetan.
It looks like Pranav Gali is going to continue. Rightly so. He bowled an excellent over in the first over, and I mean the victors have really slowed down the run rate of the Kiddos. They were looking to push 10 and over, 12 and over, and now it just seems like the run rate's slowing down a bit.
Yeah, the game is evenly poised. 6 overs, 53 for 2. Pranav Gali bowling really well, just conceding 6 runs in his first over, and he will be looking to finish strong and complete his spell. He is facing Daman Singh, who is known for his might to clear the ground. But he has the field spread out, and it'll be interesting to see how he bowls. Here he runs in.
Oh, that's a good delivery.
That's a very
from
good
Pranav.
delivery. Almost missing the off stump. Again, Daman trying to muscle this over square leg, completely misses. The ball misses the off stump as well.
Yeah, you can see Pranav's approach. It's very clear. He's looking to flight the ball up, and he's not afraid of the batsman hitting him for a 6. Even if he hits him for a 6, he seems to be very confident that he can get the wicket. And that's a very good quality for any leg spinner to have.
Yeah, one of the things that he's doing is also he's not really giving pace to the ball. He's bowling it low and slow, letting the batsman to generate that bat speed and strength. Here we go again. See, it's been slow, loopy, outside the off, and the batsman had no answer to that ball.
Yeah,
It's a dot.
you gotta get credit when it's due. Pranav is bowling very good line and lengths. On this occasion, he gets the wicket of the big Daman Singh. The Kiddos are not gonna be happy with that. They were relying on Daman and Varun to get a big partnership here, but Pranav Gali, he's just spinning them into a web.
The child prodigy Pranav Gali, he's really bowling well. Again, this one slow and tossed outside off. Pressure building up on Daman. 2 dots prior to this one. Tries to step down, misses the line completely, and Rajan Thakur there disturbs the timber. So Kiddos kind of losing away here. They are 53 for 3 at the just over the halfway mark.
Personally, I don't think I've witnessed a better spell than this from Pranav Gali. Just giving 6 runs and 9 balls in a T10. That's absolutely extraordinary. He's really making the batsmen struggle out there. I mean, he's always been one of the
New batsman coming in here is Navdeep Dhaliwal
he's,
for
al-
Kiddos.
he's always been one of the bowlers who's always created opportunities for his team, and he's been kind of like an X factor for the victors on this occasion, as he conceded only 6 runs off his first 1.5 overs.
So Pranav Gali again bowling to his field. A long on, long off, cow corner, deep mid wicket, and an extra cover. Keeping it simple. First ball to the new batsman. Again, batsman tries to rock back and cut but misses. It's the length and the pace of the ball that is really spinning the magic, the web here for the batsman.
That's a
Again,
good shot from the batsman. I think
this
they're
one
going to look
punched.
for 2 and they're going to get it comfortably.
Yes,
But-
this one punched through the covers. Batsman just sitting back on the back foot. Just punches through the covers for 2 runs. It's been a very good over so far. Just 2 runs and a wicket conceded. 2 runs conceded and a wicket in this over. So they've been doing really well. Pranav Gali trying to finish his. That is a catch coming up.
Abhiram Bowles
Abhiram
and
Boli
his
should be
safe
getting
hands.
under it, and that's wicket number 2 for Pranav Gali. He finishes strong, finishes his spell with 2 wickets and 8 runs. Again, the slow guile of the young boy doing the damage here for Kiddos.
Yeah, that is an excellent spell from Pranav Gali. 8 runs and with 2 wickets.
So
It looks-
Kiddos kind of faltering here, 54 for 4 at the end of 7 overs. New batsman walking in is Neil, and we have a change here at the commentators box. Raja Kohli is back. Welcome to the commentators box, rather.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be Neil who's gonna come into the attack. And it looks like I think there's gonna be a bowling change as well. Sol Magassi is warming up. I mean, another great young leg spinner from the Triangle region. And for those of who haven't seen him play, he's another excellent bowler who he bowls similar to Pranav Gali. He loops the ball up and he's gonna try to entice the batsman here.
Right. Victors could be happy that they got a wicket, but the next batsman in is no easy batsman. Neil, he is one of the ferocious batsmen here in TCL, has been performing at a very high level for a very long time. He has the power to clear the boundary easily. When he's on a song, he would make you listen. So it's not something that easy that's waiting for Victors. Neil, who's very familiar with Jala, who's the captain of Victors, knows his tactics, so he should be able to capitalize on that.
This is another good ball from Som. He's cramping the batsman for room. He finds a good length, and I think that Som is going to be very difficult bowler to play on Church Street with the ball staying low, skating, and with his unorthodox accent, you can see he sort of falls over a little bit.
Yeah, Neil is a traditional batsman, so he would not try to take those, steal those singles. They could have taken that chance in the previous where the ball went to Chenduperam on point, but they decided not to go. So Neil, who wants to hit this ball for a 6, is probably going to look for his power to score more runs. This last 3 overs left, so Neil is going to take a single. This time it went to the gully fielder, but good running there by Neil. The ball went very quickly to the fielder, Varun Kolipara, but good running there, stealing a single. Good over, good start to the over, just conceding 1 run of the 3 balls.
See how Neil responds to the start. Oh, another great
That
bowler.
was a fantastic ball there. Not pitching up the ball so that Neil could swing his arm, keeping the ball in the good length area and making the wicket do the trick.
Yeah, this is a fairy tale start for Som. I think it's his first over in T10 as well. And is that going to be a wicket? Som didn't think he edged it, and I think rightly so. But you can see that Som's finding his lengths brilliantly, and let's see how he can finish this over.
Regardless of what happens in this last ball, I would say this is a fantastic 8th over. Conceding just 1 run, executing his ball, Jala coming over to the short cover region. Oh man, and the ball just going there. Jala should be repenting because he just moved, but still conceding only 1 run. That was a really, really bad ball. Maybe he tried to overspin that ball, which got stuck in his hand. Ball landed in the middle of the pitch, but Neil was not able to do any damage whatsoever. He would be repenting for not being able to convert that ball, and ended up being a really, really good over for the Victors.
Yeah, so Magassi, very fortunate on that occasion. It was almost like a lollipop ball for Neil, and he just can't find the timing. Also, he's just new at the crease. He's only faced 3 balls, but he's going to be very disappointed with himself.
Right. The 2 batsmen in there would like to score a lot more runs with Muthu, who's the new bowler. We saw him bowl the last over in the previous game. Was very successful. He keeps it line and length, so the onus is on Neil to generate the power and get it into the gaps to get that elusive boundary. It's been a while that they have hit a boundary. Jala making quick field changes, moving Abhiram to the long on and bringing Chandu Peram into long off field. He himself is standing on the deep, not the deep, but on the 30-yard line for extra cover.
Yeah, the last
region.
5 overs have been excellent from the Victors. They've only conceded 29 runs. And
No
They
timing
the
there.
the
The
Kiddos got off to a flying start. They were almost 28 and 3 overs for the loss of just one wicket, and looks like their batting has. The
the
Victors have
next
done extremely well to just slow the run rate down and get back control of the game.
the next 5 overs they just scored 29 runs. That shows you the slow nature of this pitch. Victor's smartly using the pitch more than anything. Another really bad ball there, and Neil is not able to capitalize on it. Putting a youngster in that position in the short third man area, they were able to get it, just stop the batsman from just getting a single.
Along with the slow nature of the pitch, it also just shows you that the game can change at any moment of the game. It looked like the Kiddos were just gonna get a huge total today, but Victor's really, with the help of Abhiram's over the third over, I think that was very crucial in setting the tone of the game, as well as Pranav's spell. It's really just showed the Victors that they can turn the game from any position, and
Usually,
it's a
in
big
the
learning
game
point
of
from the Kiddos as well.
soccer, goalkeepers wear different outfits. That's what Jella did there. He's the captain of the team, and he's the only one dressed up different. I think they're taking a chance there, but
I think that's a risk that you see very frequently in the eighth to 10th over. I mean, Varun Pepperini's never really gotten going today. Just 13 of 15 balls. I think
Yeah.
Muthu started excellently in the last few overs. As he's only conceded 4 runs, and
Vic-
Victors are going to be very happy with the way that they bowled today.
Victors are following Assassin's footstep in finishing strong. Another big heave there by Neil, but fantastic bowling, fielding there by Abhiram. Back to the ball very quickly and getting a hard throw in. So far, Muthu has just conceded 5 runs off the 5 balls in the penultimate over. So Victors would take this.
Yeah, this is really going to give a confidence to the Victors lineup, who haven't won a game yet. He looks a scooper, but he doesn't get enough bat on it. The keeper gets around. Yeah, another good piece of bowling from Muthu. He's really making the batsmen work hard for their runs, and I think that the Victors, like I said, this is gonna be almost like a confidence booster for them.
Yeah, Muthu, I don't think he has bowled really good balls here, but the batsmen have struggled a lot. There were balls that were pitched in between. They had all the time in the world to get it, but it is that time of the night where the ball does weird things in Church Street Park, where whether it is keeping low or some balls zip, some balls come slow. So you really need to know, especially playing slower ballers is not easy. Judging the pace of the ball, is it going to keep its pace? Is it going to slow down? Is it going to quicken up? I've bowled twice here. There were an occasion where the ball was zipping like crazy, and the other occasion it was just slowing down. So it could be the way we are bowling, but I've seen weird things happen on this pitch, and that's what we are seeing again. The last 3 overs, Kiddos are not being able to get on top of this ball. Another occasion there, coming to the pitch, trying to come to the pitch of the ball, but Abhiram Boliseti is probably one of their best fielders, ran to the ball and got the ball, and giving Kiddos no chance for taking a second there.
Yeah, Soam's had an extremely good start to his spell, and I think this is his debut game as well in the T10. I mean, conceding only three runs in 7 balls is no easy task, especially to batsmen like Neil. And good fielding from the point fielder. He dives and stops the ball.
That was a drop catch there. It was bowled brilliantly to his field. The point fielder there, Chandu Peram. We have seen this happen time and again. Church Street Park, this time of the day, catching the balls is not easy. Quite often we see people take these catches easily during the day, but not during the night, whether it is the lights or whether it is the ball. For whatever reason, the catches are going to get dropped.
Yeah,
And we have seen already 3 catches being dropped.
Seems like the youth leg spinners have been very successful in Church Street. I mean, leg spinners in general as well in the last game. Sudanshu, another very talented leg spinner, was very successful against Samp Army. And Soam, he's done exactly that. He's been very consistent. And he's shown the Victors that he belongs in this squad. And rightly so. So he's gonna want to finish his spell well. I mean, it's been an excellent spell from Som. So on this occasion, it's a not the greatest of balls, but Varun Paparani can't find the ball to get to the boundary.
So if you saw the previous game, Assassin stole those twos there, not with Abhiram there. Abhiram just with his fielding has saved at least 5 runs that I saw. Very good fielding there. Being responsible for that long on field, it would be very difficult to stop this too because it went to the left of the fielder and into the gap. So
And that's going to be the end of the innings. Victors are going to be very happy with the way that they bowled and came back in the last few overs. And 70 and 10. Some would feel that it's under par, but let's see how the game unfolds. And let's see if Kiddos can defend this total.
Rajan Thakur is the keeper, and he has noticed this wicket, how the ball is playing with fast bowlers and spinners. So he should know how to play the ball. He batted the whole game last night, and he came up 1 run short when he needed to hit 4 runs off 2 balls. There was a dot ball, and he could only score 2, making the Stars win by 1 run. Let's see how Rajan Thakur is going to play this time. He is their superstar batsman. He has scored close to 700 runs this year. That's a lot of runs in TCL. So hopefully Victors get their first win. They would fancy this target. Just 7 runs and over. On this wicket, regardless of how good you're bowling, you should be able to get singles. It all depends upon how smart Victors play to chase this target down.
Yeah, we'll see you after the innings break, and thank you all for joining us today.
Welcome back to the Victor's innings. Rajan Thakur, probably the best batsman this year. He's on strike with Jala. No helmet, mind you, and not wearing the outfit of his team as well. Kunal Sehgal, who opens the batting and the bowling in almost every team that he plays, is opening the bowling this time around. Rajan Thakur smartly picking up a single on the ball that was bowled, coming in onto the wicket. This is the first time Jala and Rajan are opening batting. Usually Jala considers himself a finisher and he would come in only after Rajan gets out. Yesterday he retired one of the players who wasn't getting enough runs with enough strike rate, so he got himself in. But this time around, I think this is a good ploy by Jala. I only hope that he takes the time to settle down and respect the good balls and just go on, because we know we have seen Jala hit really very well against bad balls. So the crucial thing is going to be that to get the first win and go after only the bad balls, and that's what he did there. That was a fantastic second ball there by Kunal, bowling on the off stump and cutting it outside. Jala wisely leaving the ball into the keeper's hand. We have a youngster as a keeper, which is really, really exciting to watch. We have seen some good keeping and some average keeping, and I'm really hoping to see a youngster do well in terms of whether it is catching the ball or stopping the ball or getting some stump outs as well. Another time, another swing, and the fielder is running hard towards the ball, but it was a very, very fine edge, probably on top of the third slip to the boundary. There was no slip obviously there, but it was. He took a big swing at it and got the edge for a 4. He could potentially just hit that ball in that direction as well. Kunal is making a change. He is bringing in the slip now because he noticed that his ball is cutting, which he should have done in the second ball itself. He noticed that the ball was cutting and swinging. So bringing in and knowing Jala, Kunal should know Jala that he would go after the bowling because he wants that strike rate. He wants to finish this game within 5 overs and get some run rate. And I don't think they have a chance to make the playoffs, but he wants to win big. And that's when Jala would come in as an opener. Another ball, he comes forward, is wisely sent back by Rajan. It was hit too hard into Daman's hand. It was surprising to see that we didn't see him come to bat, but I think he's been probably brought in as a super sub. Probably gonna bowl. We're gonna see him bowl as well. Jala hit the ball pretty hard, so he had to come back. Penultimate ball of the over. Full on to the stumps. Jala wanted to hit that ball, but for some reason was not able to pull the trigger. Just played it towards the onside field for a single. Last ball of the over. So far, so good. Victors would absolutely take this. For some reason, the bowler is disturbed by the lights of a Tesla, which is not even straight. It's on the deep fine leg area. Not sure who it's bothering, but it's causing a delay in the game. Shwetan, what do you think? Is that a good reason for a bowler to stop this game? That's a fantastic ball. That is Kunal being Kunal.
Kunal Sehgal there complaining about the lights outside of the field. Gets the lights glowing inside now with this beautiful delivery angled inside. The batter there going across the line. Didn't have to really do that. There was not enough length there to go across, but he
Rajan
does in
Thakur
Mauritius.
is the superstar for this team, and he picked up one of the most crucial wickets there.
Absolutely. Makes a mess of this one, does Rajan Thakur. Goes for
One.
just one run against his name. Abhiram Bolisetti, the marquee player for the Victors, coming into play. He did really well on the field and bowled some good overs today. He'll be looking to score some runs and help his team win this game.
If there is any youngster that I want to see succeed, that would be Abhiram Bolisetti. He has so much potential. One of the more aggressive batsmen. Comes in like he's gonna hit every ball, and that's what he does on the field as well. But hopefully, and he probably might succeed doing that in one of the games. But we want Abhiram to be more consistent and more successful than just have one great innings. That's just like last year. There was a close game. He comes in, bowls that 8th over, and picks up 4 wickets, and then that's it. The game was done. And he would have games like that, but what we really need is to see Abhiram being much more consistent, and he has an opportunity here. They need almost run a ball, 54 balls for 65 runs, and we want him to play a very smart innings and take the Victors to the victory.
Yes, Bolisetti coming out of an injury that he sustained during the minor league games earlier this month, or sometime during the middle of last month. Was picked as the marquee player for the Victors. Was in very good form prior to the injury. Comes back and has had a rather ordinary bowling season. Actually, even with the bat, hasn't been able to get things going. He'll want to correct that one. The team is in a lot of trouble in the tournament. Almost impossible to qualify for the playoffs given the stiff competition from the other teams. They've lost 3 out of 3. This is their 4th game. He would want to contribute and redeem himself. Jalandhar Reddy also has to contribute with the bat. Again, trying to hit that one towards the leg side. Not enough timing. Goes towards long off. Safe fielder in Abdullah Shah comes in and returns that back to the bowler, Henry Jingiti. Some surprise that they've started off with an off spinner with 2 right-handers in operation, and that too within the power play. The 2 men outside up until that point were long off and extra cover. With Abhiram Bolisetti coming to take strike, some changes are being made. They now have the long on and long off in position.
What do you think, Shwetan? This game is going to go. Looking at the power of Kiddos bowling and looking at Victor's batting lineup, do you think it's going to be an easy game, or is it going to be a deja vu of the previous game where it's going to go down to the wire into the last over?
Yeah, this has been a very fiercely fought competition. Every game, barring maybe 1 or 2 here and there, have been fiercely fought. A lot of seesaws. I was saying on air some time back that every game, the first 4 or 5 overs have gone for a lot of runs, but then teams manage to pull things back. That's what the Victors have done. They've done the first half really well to restrict the oppositions to just 70 runs. Now here's the chance for them to score it. If they bat smartly, don't just try to slog and lose their wickets, they should be able to get this. They've got enough batting prowess to do that. But we have to wait and see. It's been an ordinary season for them so far. But definitely, just play it long. You should be able to win this one. Trying to slog at that one. Jalandhar Reddy gets a thick inside edge. Goes to the deep mid-wicket region for a 4. I'm not too sure if he expected that one to roll down across the turf. But it does.
It's the advantage of batting in the power play. You could hit that ball and you could get it into the gap and for a boundary.
Yeah, at the end of 2 overs, the Victors have gotten off to a decent start. Run a ball. They just required 7.3 per over. They want to approach this cautiously.
Thank you, Vinod, for getting us pizza. On a nice cold day like this in 60s, it's really nice to have some pizza. Next time, could you add some scotch with it?
Church Street Park. They've banned any kind of.
What a fantastic shot there by Abhiram Bolisetti. Jala just jogging around, pretty poor running between the wickets there. Being the captain, he should know that they have put their best fielders on the boundary line. It was hit into the gap, deep cover. The fielder had to run, but they still only just got a single. If they want to win this game, and if they only want to rely on boundaries, then they have to hit boundaries. Otherwise, they have to get those singles and doubles. What a good ball there by Kunal Sehgal. Onto the stumps. Jala has two options there, either to hit it onto the onside to get a single or hit it across for a boundary. Kunal is anticipating that Jala is going to go after him. He is moving the fielders now. So the long on fielder has moved at least 10 yards to his right, and so is the long off fielder. Another fantastic shot there by Jala, not going to the boundary. Pretty good running there. And they came back in and saved the boundary. Great fielding effort there from the Kiddos. Very, very good shot there, hitting it between the gully and the point fielder, but the ball did not go to the boundary because the fielder chased it down pretty good. This is the kind of effort that we really want to see, where people are giving their 100% on the field. Another good shot hit towards the extra cover region. Very good fielding there by the long off fielder, covering all that and sending the ball into the keeper. That is one of the things that the youngsters bring in. Shwetan, we have noticed youngsters playing a crucial role. Even on the Bravehearts side, we have two spinners, fantastic on the field when they are fielding, and very good bowlers as well. Abhiram in this case hit a ball really, really hard. Another time where they should have taken the two easily, but they ran really slow on the first one, so they had to hurry on the second one. Going back to my point, youngsters have a crucial and important role to play. Very good on the field, riding the boundaries. And then most of these youngsters are also good bowlers / spinners, and they are doing a fantastic job for a lot of teams.
Absolutely. The growth of cricket has been phenomenal in this area. I remember no youth cricketers in the adult league back in the days, and then there were a couple that were picked purely based on their ability to play some solid cricket. Abhiram Bolisetti, Aditya Gupta were some of them in those days. I'm talking about some 5 years back. And then now you look at the league in any which format, there are plenty of young players who've come in and have been doing pretty well. The next generation has really come in and taken over, I should say. And even in the T10 format, there was a lot of reluctance in seasons 1 and somewhat in season 2 to pick these younger players. Mainly, everybody was thinking that T10 is all about muscling the ball outside the park. But then things changed. A couple of young boys put their hands up, started picking up wickets with some wonderful contribution on the field. Has now made everybody think that they can actually contribute, and they're proving it. Pranav Gali today did that. He did that in the game earlier. Sahiru keeping wickets, entrusted with the job by the Kiddos this evening. So these people are not just being used on the field because of the mandatory rules, but they are being utilized and they're contributing to the success of some of the teams.
Yeah, clearly the keeper is doing a fantastic job here. I mean, he's facing Daman Singh, who's a pretty good spinner himself. And then there was the long off fielder. Pretty much every ball went to that, and he saved about 3 runs. So youngster's doing a great job.
Yes, Sahiru, son of Sanjeeva Naran Panave, one of the better keepers Triangle Cricket League has ever seen. Played some really high-level cricket in Sri Lanka in his younger days, picking up the skill from his dad. Homegrown product in the Triangle Morrisville area. It's very, very nice to see that he got picked and he's also being utilized for his specialized skill.
Yeah, I mean, the TCL has a lot of Desi players from India and Pakistan. It's always so nice to see players and kids from other countries like Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and other. I mean, I would really like to see some Afghanistan teams and other country teams being formed here, and then have that camaraderie built around cricket as well. That was another fantastic shot, and another really, really poor running between the wickets. I don't know if it is the running between the wickets or the fielders are so good that they're getting to the ball off the bat so quickly, but it feels like the ball is going into the gaps, but they're only getting singles there.
It's the effect of the dew in the outfield. When it's on the surface where you're playing, it comes on quicker, but when it's on the outfield, it's just dragging the ball from reaching the fence. This is probably the third occasion in the last 5 or 6 deliveries where the batting team assumed that the ball was crossing the line, but it wasn't the case. Seems to be timing the ball pretty well, Abhiram, but not getting the boundaries.
Yeah, both Abhiram and Jala are hitting the ball very well, but they're not getting enough runs for those shots. So far, at the end of 3 overs, they were 19 runs, and they want to pick up the run rate here. They don't want to go into the last couple of overs, trying to get like more than 10 runs per over, especially when they needed 7 runs per over.
Yeah, I'm very concerned about the running between the wickets. No matter how the outfield is behaving, they'll have to be ready to get back for the second every time the ball is hit into the outfield, wide of any fielder. That's not happening. We clearly saw evidence of how to win a game by running between the wickets in the previous game, where Sai and Naresh just ran the game home. This one is not working that way. This is a little bit of a chance, but wide of the field at extra cover inside the circle. Just another single being taken. So the lack of running between the wickets is going to add a lot of pressure on these batters to go for the big ones.
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't perish with those attempts.
They are hitting very good shot, which kind of deserves all these shots that they're hitting during the morning game or evening game would have been boundaries. Oh, that's a very poor delivery there, but great effort there by the deep slip to cover for the keeper. Pretty bad ball there by Daman. It's probably one of those situations where you talk about how difficult is it to grip the ball. Maybe it looked like it slipped out of the hands, from Daman's hands.
A clear indication of Dew playing its part. Daman Singh trying to bowl a faster one, slips out of his hands down the leg side. Sahiru unable to gather that one. The short third man fielder coming around and putting all the efforts to stop it. Once again, angling it this time wider of the offside. Wide should be signal. Another poor effort by Daman Singh.
Really, really poor cricket. First on the keeper part, missing that, and then on a wide delivery, and then on the point fielder, trying to get him run out. Clearly, he was not in a position to get a run out.
Yeah, what should have been
leading
just
to another. So 3 runs for no, like costing 5 runs of 0 balls, basically off wides and byes.
coming back nicely on that occasion. Flights that one, bowls it in line with the stumps, hits it straight to that extra cover fielder, does Abhiram. No run taken. So he's conceded 8 runs of the 5 deliveries he's bowled, and he'd like to get a wicket or a dot ball off this over. Daman Singh bowling to Abhiram could be a crucial delivery. Dips. Abhiram tries to hit that, gets the bottom of the bat towards long on. Abdullah Shah rushes in and stops that one. A second run not conceded. A pretty decent over for the victors. 9 scored when the required run rate is only 7.17. They'll have to be very careful here. Yes, the boundaries are not coming. have to run quite a bit to get these runs. It's only a matter of another 6 overs. So if they can take the twos and keep putting the pressure on the fielders, it's going to be a pretty easy game for them to win. And they've had some good batters setting their eyes in form of Jalandhar and Abhiram, the two marquee and retention players from the previous season, and they would hope that these two can take them home or at least get them very, very close to victory.
Let's talk about that. What is the super mega auction, Shwetan, that we've been saying for the next year?
The only thing we know about that is it's a super mega auction. The rules and etc. have to be defined.
So
We tend to be very
a lot
creative
of times
about.
people write the title of the book and then they write the story. Is that the case here, that you made it a super mega auction, now you have to do something because you called it a super mega auction?
Well, we don't even know if it's going to stay as the title. Things can change. This is a tournament that we're conducting for the benefit and the interest of all the owners who've got their team. They basically drive this tournament forward. There's so many things that happen in accordance and based on the likings of the owners themselves. We want to do a mega auction where we primarily want everybody to have a clean board, and then start fresh. Probably one or two marquees could be allowed to start with, and then you pick everybody else. No retentions. That's the thought process. Similar to, we're not inventing anything new here. Similar to what's happening in the other major leagues around the world, like IPL, etc. It just gives you an opportunity as an owner to re-strategize. If a couple of seasons have not gone your way, it gives you that opportunity to go back to the drawing board and see if you want to change your approach, strategy, etc. And that's the thought process behind it. Hopefully, we will be able to hold one mega auction next season. So Abdul Hamid comes to flight. Some deliveries there. Jala hits it straight to long on. The catch is not taken there. There was an opportunity to take that and put the victors on the back foot. That's not the case. The ball rather hitting the palms very hard and dropping off. A life there given to the skipper of the victors by the long on fielder. We'll get his name in a minute. Abdul Hamid again floating that one, tempting the batter. Abhiram just taps it towards the long off region and gets across for a single. But a huge opportunity there goes begging. The wicket of Jala could have been had.
Yet again, how many catches have we seen dropped today? Probably the 10th catch of the day, maybe 3 on an average per team.
I think I saw at least 12, 13 balls go up in the air and 1 or 2 being taken this evening. Jala comes and punishes for the mistake by the long on fielder, takes it on the full and hits it to the left of the same person who dropped the catch, telling him that he can actually win the game for the team by himself. A disastrous over this, unfortunately, for the Kiddos.
This is a great format for Jala, but probably not the good time to play, because if this match was happening around 5:30, most of the shots that Jala has been hitting would have been boundaries.
Yeah, Abdul Hamid, the scorecard would say that he's given 7 runs of 4 deliveries. Probably add a couple more here. He's
not couple. It's only going to be a single, regardless of where the ball goes.
Yeah, Jala more relying on his hitting abilities than.
And he must. He is a very powerful guy. Could hit the long ball very well, and he's trying to see if he could connect. He hasn't had any luck so far. He hasn't hit a 6 yet, but it's long overdue. In this format, he has played 15 runs and haven't hit a 6 yet, which is very, very rare for him. We should see some sixes flying off of Jala's bat pretty soon.
Yeah, the Kiddos wouldn't want it. The Kiddos wouldn't want those sixes flying. There was an opportunity to catch him out. Wasn't the case. They move on to 37 now, requiring a further 34 in 5 overs with 9 wickets in hand rather to win this game.
The match pretty evenly poised. I would not necessarily evenly poised. I would pick Victors to win this game with just needing 34 off 5, especially when the Kiddos are not ready to take any catches. Couple of catches being dropped. They need a miracle to win from here. With 9 wickets in hand and with the way Abhiram is focused, this is exactly the kind of inning that Abhiram needed for himself as well. Staying focused and playing in the line of the ball. This is a fantastic shot. We just hope that this goes to the boundary, but as you said, a lot of times there is this dew on the field which just kills the momentum in the ball. That ball mostly stopping before it reaches the boundary line. It's pretty unfortunate that they're hitting all these beautiful shots and not getting full credit of their shots. Another swing, big swing. Not sure what Abhiram was trying to do. Maybe he sees that there is no fielder behind behind Point and Gully, so he thought he was anticipating the bowler to bowl outside off and trying to hit it across. Probably not a great shot, but lucky enough to get that by there.
Yeah, totally unnecessary given the run rate required. They just need a little more than a runner ball. You saw what happened in the other innings. Kiddos were comfortably placed close to 50 runs at the end of 5 overs and then eventually scored just a further 20 more in the rest of the 5, losing wickets.
Jella did not want to leave anything to the umpire, clearly indicating, I'm not going to take a run, just tell me that I'm not out, because there's a huge inside edge there. Maybe he was tired. I don't know why he did not go after that ball. I think he's going to go after this ball though. And he is going to give away his wicket. He looked tired. Jala, he played about 20 balls, 17 balls for his 20 runs. Did the part what was needed, gave them a good start, but it's very unfortunate that he was not able to connect or get any of the big runs. He ran as much as he could. But for some reason, people get tired running those quick singles on Church Street Park. Hit the ball very hard, and then you are running very hard. So a tired Jella goes back to the pavilion with the new fresh legs coming in. So that, as I said, sometimes it's blessing in the disguise. We said that in the previous game when Yashasvi got out and Sai came in. Is that blessing in disguise for Assassins? And he scored 28 off 14. Could this be a blessing in disguise for Victors, where they were not running the 2? Abhiram, who's the younger kid who can easily run those 2s, with a new batsman coming in, they might be able to get those 2s now.
Yeah, another important reason for Abhiram not to be attempting the kind of shots that the shot that he attempted of his last delivery, trying to go across the line and reverse sweep. He could have easily lost his wicket there.
Yeah. Really want to see Abhiram prosper here and play smart and take this, finish the innings, right? There is nothing more sweeter than coming out as a not out batsman. We have seen this being done by Michael Bevan of TCL Nikhil, who was not out 3 times. He came in when there were 20-25 runs needed, scored the 12-15 runs that are needed, run a ball or a little faster. But that's the kind of innings that's needed right now. Just touch the ball, run those singles, you will get your 2s and you'll get your white balls. I don't think the run rate matters right now. Making sure that getting those singles in time and not having dot balls and lose wickets is what is crucial right now.
Yeah, 29 from 24 is still the batter's game. They would want to pick up a wicket or 2 to really come back into this game, try and put some pressure on the Victors lineup. But definitely some good intent towards running after Chakradhar coming in. Seems to be very interested in getting those 1s and probably the 2s every time it will go into the outfield from here onwards. So Navdeep actually doing a very, very good job there with that over of his, the first of him, conceding just 4 runs and picking up the wicket of Jalandhar Reddy. I'd rather say Jalandhar throwing away his wicket. Don't know if it's because of his tiredness or if he was always going to go for such a cross-batted shot. More spin being introduced into the equation. Henry Jengiti coming from the other end. He bowled his 1 over already. Gave away only 6 runs. He'd want to either bowl a similar over or a better one here to try and get things back. So remember, if you give only 6 runs this over, the net run rate or the asking run rate is going to go up because it's already over 7. It's only going to go up if you get 6 in this one.
Victors want to rely on these two batsmen. Chakri, who has been the find of the season for Lions, their opening batsman, opening bowler, is one of the more consistent players for Lions. Wants to be there to finish this game off. 29 in 24 is a tricky score. You get a couple of dot balls in there and it puts some pressure. There you go. The ball went up in the air and caught. As we said, a set. Abhiram Bolisetti tried to hit the ball in over the cover region, taking the outside edge and being caught on deep gully on the 30-yard mark. Very good catch taken. A very disappointing out for the Victors because he was the set batsman there. He needed to be there until the end of the innings.
We're just talking about how his previous attempted reverse sweep was unnecessary. This was even more unnecessary given the fact that Jalandhar Reddy was just dismissed in the previous over. Went hard on that one, gets an outside edge, just lobs up in the air, shot third man, positioned himself absolutely under that ball. He was never going to drop that one. A simple and a tame dismissal on the end. Abhiram Bolisetti not able to fire for the 4th time in succession this season for the Victors. That's one of the reasons why the team is staying where they are on the bottom of the table.
Shwetan, I'm convinced this game is going to go down the wire. I don't think getting those 29 runs in 23 balls is going to be that easy. Forget about couple of good overs, couple of good balls, and they're in pressure. They're already feeling the pressure. They lost 3 wickets. Both the batsmen. There's only 1 ball that's being played between 2 new batsmen, and now they're, for some reason, I feel like Kiddos are on top of the game now than Victors.
Yeah, it's now 11 versus 2 inside the field. That's how I see it. You know, the momentum is with the Kiddos with the 2 wickets in the last 5 deliveries. Both of batters who could hit the ball a long way. And they were themselves struggling to get those boundaries and sixes. Now you're talking about some of the batters who probably have lesser hitting ability.
Maybe that might be a good blessing in disguise, right?
But
you
again,
know that you can't hit your boundaries, so I'm going to try to get my singles or doubles instead.
Hopefully they do that. They have to run really hard and put pressure on the fielder.
This long off fielder has saved at least 5 runs, running in hard, making sure that they don't take the second.
Yeah, that's the 21-year-old Abdullah Shah. He's fit and very, very quick, frequently cutting boundaries and stopping those second runs from being taken. It is Chandu Peram who's walked into the center to give company to Chakradhar. These two know each other pretty well. They play for the same team in the local league. Chandu Peram can hit a long ball, but it's not going to be easy. If a Jala was struggling, it's not going to be easy for a Chandu Peram. And it's more about running between the wickets and getting those odd boundaries still.
I don't know if Chandu Peram is out of his hangover though. There was a fantastic shot over the covers. That's Chakri's strength. He is a very good hitter of that ball. We have seen it time and again. Him giving a blazing start for the Lions in the T20 and the PL game. As I was going back and saying, Chandu Peram in Charlotte, they won their series and they said that they were partying for 3 straight nights. So I think the hangover might just be coming down and reality setting in. Because they need to chase this total down about 7 runs per over. Back to where they started, 70 runs required in first 10 overs and now back to 22 runs in 19 balls.
Yeah, I'd like to see more fielders coming in, trying to put pressure on the 2 batters who are still new at the crease. Yes, they'll be going for their boundaries if you bring the fielders in. But if you can get those 2 or 3 additional dot deliveries, that's going to add a lot more pressure on the batters. They need a further 22 from 19. It looks on the scorecard like it's pretty gettable for the batting team, but you've seen a lot of strange things happen in this Suntech Pros TCL T10 Blast over the years.
Yeah, but what do you think, Shwetan? They need about a run a ball, and there is absolutely no one saving a single. Everyone is on the 30. Two new batsmen in. How do they anticipate? The only dot balls that they're going to get is the ball going into keeper's hand. There is no other way that, or maybe into the bowler's hand back. Other than that, any ball that they touch, they're going to get that single.
Yep, it's absolutely important for the bowler and the captain to have a talk and decide what line, what lengths you want to bowl. Yes, we're not, these players are not professional enough to be able to bowl, hit a coin as they would want to, but at least have a plan. It'll be nice to see them talk, have a plan on certain areas where they could cut the ones, have those fielders about 15, 20 yards inside, instead of the 30-yard, and try to bowl in those areas and cut those ones and twos. Cut those ones rather.
Yeah, it's not easy to stop a single on an average or a bad ball. But on a good ball, when they bowl the ball that they wanted to bowl and still conceding a single, that I feel is absolutely primary for a captain to make sure that they play well.
Yeah, the 21 from 18, lot of discussions going on. Abdullah Shah talking to the bowler. Fani Reddy is thrust with the responsibility of bowling this over number 8. Not very sure if pace is going to help the Kiddos here. A wild swing here and there could get them some boundaries, and they were clearly struggling with the spinners in operation, unable to hit the boundaries. Yeah, they just got one of the last over. Pace on the ball.
Ooh.
Hits the thick inside edge and comes towards the stumps at the bowler's end. Just one run taken. This is just really going to go down to the wire, in my opinion. As a viewer, we want every game to go down to the wire, so we are interested in watching more of these games. Most of the games have been so. A lot of seesaw. This one again, when Jalandhar and Abhiram were batting, it looked pretty comfortable given the run rate they had to chase. But 2 quick wickets have
5
rather.
overs, 34 runs needed. 30 balls, 34 runs. And they went back to 23, 29, and now it's more gettable.
Yeah,
Chandu and Chakri are super smart and using their legs. They realize that they would not be able to score boundaries unless they swing hard, which might result in a dot ball, right? So they are being careful to not swing crazy and concede a dot ball. Instead, they're trying to get bat on ball and get a single. And this is where I think Kiddos need to be smart in not allowing singles on those good balls.
Yeah, finally they're forced to look for their twos. Chandu quickly called 2 the moment he hit it. He knew that it was going to take a while for somebody to come around and fling the ball back. Comes back, was a rather close call at the end, but a very important 2 runs there. They now need 17 from 15 deliveries. Just the one boundary can change everything in their favor. Still not too many fielders closing in to stop the ones. They're not looking to hit those boundaries at this point. They're trying to get those ones and twos. Probably try to do that this over as well as the next. A poor effort there by Sahiru behind the wicket on that occasion. At a crucial time, it's a wire and also goes for an extra run because of the ricochet off the pads.
It's so difficult, right? I mean, you want to blame the keeper a little bit, but I think it's the bowler's fault too. He has the fielder right behind over there, so he has to keep it outside off. The third man fielder is too fine, and the ball going down the leg side. He's lucky that he didn't concede any boundary there. Um, Milking is
Yep.
what Victors are doing here. They're not trying anything weird. They know that Kiddos are going to do the mistake just like they did earlier. The 2 runs being considered on that wide with extra run brought the run rate down to run a ball. They can't expect anything more now, except for not making any mistakes, putting the ball in the gaps, and running hard.
Yeah, it's a much easier effort now with some extras being conceded. It's now down to a runner ball, and they're not looking to hit those boundaries. And I really would say that this is not great captaincy. Kunal Segal should be bringing more people in. They have only 4 people inside the circle. He's worried about the boundaries, but not realizing that they're actually winning the games just running between the wickets again, like the team did in the morning game. And eventually also gets that bad delivery bowled, which goes almost towards the boundary. Will they come back for the third? They don't. And as we thought, this has ended up being one of the poor overs of the innings, given the context of the game. Conceded 11 runs of that over. Now
Yeah.
they just need 10 of 12.
That was the backbreaker for Kiddos. They put all that pressure, and 1 over kind of destroyed any chance of coming back into this game. Now just needing 10 runs off the 2 overs. 2 batsmen, pretty smart batsmen there, not making any mistakes, running those runs hard. Chandu looks a little tired, definitely. Chakri, par for the course, looks pretty active and fine.
Definitely stay, bro. Why would I go?
This could be it. They smell blood, and they see the finish line too. I wouldn't be surprised if they go after and try to finish the game in this over itself.
Yeah,
have-
Navdeep Dhaliwal now has 4 men close in on the offside. Bowled straight on the middle stump. Not the right kind of line that he would want to bowl with only 1 man in the mid-wicket region on the leg side. Anything past him on either side will get them at least 2, if not 3.
I really like this field though, putting pressure in and making sure the batsmen hit. So they have 4 close-in fielders. It's not like they're going to touch the ball and run. I would like to have the gully and the deep slip fielder come in even more as well. But this is good bowling, putting pressure. And that's what happened there with the keeper missing the ball, going for 4 byes. What a great ball. This is the thing. Those full deliveries are so difficult to keep. I've seen this time and again by the best of the best, where that ball keeps absolutely low, like kind of rolling, and it goes between the legs of the keeper, conceding 4 byes. What a backbreaker for Kiddos there. 2 fantastic balls. The third ball could have been another dot ball, but going for 4 byes.
That's absolutely heartbreaking for the Kiddos there. 2 dot balls beautifully delivered by Navdeep. The third one, a quicker one. If I have to be a little critical, maybe they would have had to have some kind of a signal to the wicketkeeper. That would help, especially the keeper being a younger player. I don't think that was there. The delivery was beautiful to start with. Unfortunately, the keeper unable to stop that one, going across for 4 byes.
Yeah, what they really need is just outside the off some ball keeping low into the keeper's hand. That's exactly what I was trying to say. Like those are good balls. Like you have to change up, bring some full balls and just outside off. You have that close in fielders and eventually get the wicket there. But that ball raised way too much for my liking. Could go down for a four. Another good shot. I would be surprised if Chakri goes back for the second because he had to take a stop. But fantastic running. Chandu yelled at him for running into him. He was scared that he was going to get hit and he was pissed as well at the same time. Pretty weird running between the wickets by two tired people. You can see there sitting down. If you, I would be surprised if Chandu lays down. Maybe could take a caught to the batsman. But 2 runs needed in the last over. I think they have it in the bag. Not much needed to be done.
Yeah, they'd probably be very unhappy if somebody told them to get it off one ball, not with one entire over available for them to score those runs. 2 runs needed eventually off that 1 over, and I really hope that the kiddos and the viewers don't take it down to the 4 byes that were conceded in the previous over. There's a lot of other things that they could have done right to win this game. To start with, they could have easily put on a score in excess of 75-80. They did not. And then some sloppy effort in the field cost them some runs as well. They dropped Jala at long on, and that cost them at least another 5-10 runs in this inning. Now
Victors are smelling their first victory. They were really close to get victory in yesterday's game and the one before that last week, but Srikanth Ganguly just took the game away from them. And yesterday Rajan Thakur couldn't finish it, but Chandu Peram, who's a winner at heart, who wins all the time and is now back here on this team trying to get the first victory to the team.
Yeah, they've got almost everybody inside the circle. They know that they have to get 6 dots to win this game. They have just 1 run to defend and 2 for the victors to win this game. Bowls a low full toss, clears the infield. There's nobody behind 25 yards inside this field. That one crosses the fence, eventually gives victors the first victory of this edition of the T10 Blast 2023. They'll go home happy, smiling. Kiddos came in with some chance of keeping themselves alive in the tournament. May have been lost. We have to wait and see what happens in the other games. But for now, the victors have won by 7 wickets, chasing 70 at the Church Street Park. We have more games coming up this week.
Shwetan, it was a really fantastic time with commenting with you. I hope we can do more of these in the future, and hopefully into T10 HT games as well. I love the way you commented. I hope you show up and you get some time in your busy schedule between your wife and your kids and your family and your work to come by and commentate for our important game against Victor tomorrow. Please tune in at the same TCL YouTube channel. We have our game at 7:30. Victors versus Gymkhana to take the #1 position in the Bollywood League division of the HT20 extravaganza.
And that's Raja Kohli there, the proud owner of Gymkhana, signing off. Going to fight for a victory and a top spot in the league phase in their group. See you all tomorrow for some HT action. Possibly some T10 action as well. There is one game scheduled for tomorrow in the evening at 5:30. So it's going to be a lot of cricket, lot of coverage. Sleep hard. See you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Super. See you, Raja.